Hello to my fellow history lovers and people that think if I learn something new today, it will be a great day. I'm author Eileen Schnabel, author of the Westguard series, and this is some trivia from the Professor Noggin's American Revolution series. So we have 4 questions today. Number 1, and this is from Native Americans, and this is actually Chief Joseph Brant, who was an amazing man and with an amazing story himself. All right, so we'll just jump right in. Number 1, which of the following was a northern tribe, excuse me, Cherokee, Creek, Chickasaw, or Iroquois? And the answer is Iroquois. In fact, they become part of the entire Battle of Saratoga. Number 2, did most Native Americans side with the British or the Patriots? And the answer is most of them side with the British, but something, they actually call it a place of tears. A battle occurs. It's actually the Battle of Oriskany. I'll just do a little quick side note here. So if you remember, Burgoyne is, for the Battle of Saratoga, Burgoyne is going to come down from Canada with enormous thousands and thousands of his Hessians, his redcoats, his Canadian loyalists. And he's planning for coming in from the west to join him is going to be St. Ledger. And then coming up from the south is going to be Howe. And the 3 of them are going to meet in Albany, cut the colonies in half. Well, one of the things that ends up a roadblock in that whole plan he had is St. Ledger coming in from the west is actually stopped at a place called the Battle of Oriskany. And it very much involves the Iroquois and the Iroquois Confederation. So the Iroquois Confederation was a confederation of tribes that were going to basically stick together and negotiate together for their rights. In fact, Chief Joseph, this is him, he travels to see the king. Actually, at the very start of the American Revolution in 1775, he goes over and negotiates to try to protect the lands of the different indigenous tribes. And most of these tribes will end up, as we said, siding with the British. But at the Battle of Oriskany, the Oneidas, they kind of pull themselves out, and they actually align themselves with I keep calling them Americans. They aren't Americans at this point. It's the Continental Army or rebels, but it's easier to say Americans. But they align themselves with the Americans. So for the first time, there's a fracture in the Confederacy because now you have Oneidas that are fighting, I think it's Mohawks and Senecas at this battle. That's why they call it a place of great tears. It's the first fracturing of that confederation. And as a result, as far as the Battle of Saratoga, St. Ledger himself turns back. And of course, if you remember, Howe never does come up from the south because he decides to take Philadelphia instead. All right, on to number 3. Next, I'll be quicker now. What was the famous Iroquois chief? We've already said this, who fought for the British. His name is Chief Joseph Brant. And then lastly, number 4, what was the great concern that led many tribes to join the British against the Patriots? And that was the fact that all of these settlers were coming in and taking their lands, and they were trying to protect their lands. Anyway, thank you for letting me share. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.